And now it's time for Shelf Life, news from the Whitchurch-Stouffville Public Library, with your host, librarian Catherine Sword.
Hello, everybody, and I just want to mention that this time of year I'm helping a lot of people find ways to get out of town. They would like to travel to Florida, they'd like to travel somewhere warm, and I have to admit, I can kind of appreciate that, but there's a lot that can be done in Canada in the winter. And if you look online under carnivals, you'll find a listing of course, the big one in Quebec. But Montreal has things, Niagara Falls, Ottawa, and even Whitchurch-Stouffville. You don't have to plan a big trip. Right here in Whitchurch-Stouffville, we have got Winter Carnival coming up on February 11th. And my guest today, Charlene Jones, who is a resident up at Musselman's Lake where the carnival will take place, and Rick Wigmore, who is a member, Admiral of the Musselman's Lake Residents Association.
And president of the Musselman. Yeah.
Presidents. Okay. Right. I'm teasing. I'm just teasing. But yes, you're here to tell us a little bit about this wonderful carnival that's been going on for how many years?
Well, this is going to be our 9th year.
That's a good
believe
time.
It or not.
Wow.
Yeah. And we just want to come down here to invite everybody up to Musselman's Lake. And
yes.
I don't know, we have a lot of new residents in Stouffville that maybe aren't aware that we've got this big, beautiful lake just north of Stouffville.
Yes.
And so basically on Saturday, February 11th, we'd like to invite the whole town to come up and visit. Yeah. It'll be running between 1 and 4 in the afternoon.
It's a great time of year. And
it's fantastic. Now, again, we have Plan A and Plan B. It depends on whether the ice is solid
definitely.
enough. So we do have Plan B, so the skating wouldn't go on. But,
okay. So there's not a rain date, so to speak.
No, there's no rain date.
Although I've been having a lot of rain.
We're hoping for a snow date, quite
Date,
frankly.
yes.
But
that would be good.
But yeah, please come on up and visit. I mean, it's a fantastic event, and we got a lot of free things, and it's for the families.
Yes.
That's what we specifically invite the families to come up. Okay. So we can start with the admission's free.
And the admission is free.
The parking is free. Now, we had one writer into the local paper about we did have a shortage of parking last year because we just had an overwhelming amount of people.
That's a good point.
So we've opened a second parking lot.
Okay. So will there be people directing?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm one of them.
All right. That sounds wonderful.
So we have free parking, and we've got plenty of it this year. The entertainment is free, and again, I have to thank Cedar Beach is where we hold it.
Yes.
And for anybody that doesn't know, you go north from Stouffville on the 9th line, around the lake, and it's on the north shore at Cedar Beach Pavilion.
Yes.
And so once we get you parked in that, you can go in the pavilion. The pavilion was actually built in the 1920s, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And big bands perform there and everything else like that. So when you walk in there, think of where you're walking on the hardwood. Used to be big bands and tremendous time.
I've actually been there for a dance.
Yeah. No, it's the history is just unbelievable. So then we have Most Excellent Productions provides all the sound equipment.
Okay.
So there'll be music both outside and inside. We have Doo-Doo the Clown, which is a favorite with the kids, and he does performances.
It's unbelievable. Come out and you'll find out why we're laughing.
So you've met Doo-Doo, huh?
I've heard him across the hall, I guess.
Oh, dear. I've seen Doo-Doo at different events. Yes, he's really good.
Yeah, does a fabulous job. Really. Then we've got some public schools attending with choirs. We got Ballantrae Public School. We got Whitchurch Highlands Primary Choir, and we've got St. Bridget's Choir, and then we've got a young talent up there, Brittany Hunt, and she'll be singing too.
Wonderful.
Then, still on the free list,
okay.
we got free hayride, and that'll take you in around a small lake called Shadow Lake. And that was originally where the Eaton's family owned that property.
Okay.
And the sales clerks that worked at Eaton's, they used to get free vacations up at Shadow Lake.
My aunt is one of them.
Really?
She's 90 years old this year, and she remembers coming up to Shadow Lake exactly as an employee of Eaton's.
Yes.
Yes.
And did she live here eventually? We had a library volunteer that's how she became a Stouffville resident. Came as an Eaton girl, met her fiancé, moved to town.
No, my aunt never did that. So no,
okay, but she
this
came
isn't
here.
an unacknowledged family member that you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I would have told you. No, she doesn't live here, but that was one of her memories was coming up in the summer. She
Isn't that
really much
something?
looked forward to it. So the hay rides are around Shadow Lake.
Yep. Yeah, and it's a fabulous walk back in history too. So then we have free petting zoo. Lionel's is going to provide a free petting zoo.
Oh, wow. Petting
And-
what?
Well, various little animals.
Critters and animals, likely, if it's warm enough outside,
Okay.
rabbits, for example.
Oh, yes.
And there may be a little bit larger ones, maybe not just ponies, but whatever they can actually, I know that there's one petting zoo around the area that has llamas. I don't know if Lionel's does or not.
Right.
But smaller of the domestic, sheep.
Yes.
Think chickens, think sheep. So, for the little ones to have a real tactile experience.
Yes, it's sort of a visit to the farm.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
Then we have, still on the free list,
Excellent.
we have face painting.
Okay.
So the kids can come and get their faces
That's
painted.
really popular, isn't it?
Oh, it's tremendous. It really goes over big. But then what we do in addition to that is you can go and have their picture taken by a professional photographer, and we download it onto our website.
I was going to say, I've seen some photos of last year's
That's
carnival
right.
on your website.
Yes. So maybe I should mention musselmanslake.ca. All
Yeah.
the information on the carnival will be there. Plus, then you'll be able to see the pictures down, and you can download them from the website.
Exactly.
What else have we got that's free? Oh, well, if we've got ice, which we're
Yeah.
hoping to, we got 5 inches there right now. I think we're
Okay.
hoping for 8 or 10, but if we don't achieve that, well, then obviously there won't be a skating rink. But in the past, we've had a pleasure skating rink and a hockey rink. So we put up some nets and they can go at it that way too. And this year we might be having races, but that's to be
Speed
determined. No, they're talking more like hospital bed races and that type deal. So we might
On the
have
ice?
we might have some unusual events, which would be the first year.
All
But
right.
this is
All right. In the works.
ice permitting. So
That's right.
that's what we've
the
got to
works.
wait for.
Okay.
Now, what we've got that goes under the paid variety, and here you're just paying minimum sum. We have the kids can have ATV rides for $2. We have pony rides for $2. The Scouts will be running hot dogs and hot chocolate, and that's $1.
Okay.
This is like going back to the 1920s, these
Yeah.
prices.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then they have beaver tails for $1. And then what we're going to have that's new this year is we're going to have a company called the Rolling Stoves.
Ooh.
And basically, they're going to have everything. Some people just don't like hot dogs and what have you, so you'll be able to get sandwiches. You'll be able to get anything your little stomach desires. And after walking around our big area, you're going to need something to eat.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot is happening for that small lake. It's not a really small lake. It's a good sized lake.
No, it's 3/4 of a mile long, half
All
a
right.
mile wide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is why you can fit 2 rinks on there.
Oh, we can fit way more than that. But I would like to add, though, too, it's due to Phil Bannon's the spark plug behind this whole thing, our counselor for Ward 2.
Right.
And he lines up all the sponsorship. The reason we're able to provide so much for free and so much for minimum costs is that basically Phil has gone around to certain Stouffville businesses. And let me just, we got Clarkson Auction and Movers. We got Mattamy Homes.
Okay.
Fieldgate Homes.
Yeah.
The Rice Group. Lafarge. Lee Sand and Gravel. And Geranium Homes. Now, those are the major sponsors. Then the Musselman's Lake Residents Association basically provides all the labor, so we line up all the residents that staff the different events and what have you.
All right.
And that's how we're able to put together such a reasonable package.
It really is a community event.
It really is.
And I think for many years, myself and probably other citizens have thought that it's a Musselman's Lake group party. But I'd like to reassure people out there that it's not that. You really are inviting the rest of Witcher Stouffville. Come on out.
That's right.
Yeah.
And again, that was Phil's idea, and originally it was just a small little community event, like we all hibernate in the wintertime.
Like a street
So this
party.
was like a Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Everybody come on out so we can see you again.
That's right.
But Phil said, hey, why don't we make this for the
little
whole
bit bigger.
community as a whole? And it's just
It
fantastic.
sounds like a lot of fun. And I do encourage people to go to the website because it's fun to look at some of the pictures and think, oh, there's so-and-so. I know that person.
And if you go to our website, you'll even see articles by Catherine Sword and by Charlene Jones,
That's right.
two of our major contributors. So
Yes, always trying to link you back to that library.
yes, and you do an excellent job.
Thank you.
We're
Thank
really
you.
pleased to have you as a major contributor to that website.
And I believe I'm speaking on behalf of most of or all of the MLRA and our residents at Musselman that we see it only as a win-win to have a stronger and more clear and more ongoing connection with residents and facilities in Whitchurch Stouffville. So I'm always delighted to see your writing up on the website, Catherine. I think
good.
it's always good to see what the library is doing and to bring that to people's attention at our end, as well as knowing that our information is coming to Whitchurch Stouffville.
Yes. Yes. Well, actually, I'm hoping to invite myself up to your carnival and bring a laptop so that when people are cold and they've had their skate and they want to pick up a hot chocolate and browse inside the grill, the Cedar Beach Grill, because I believe there are other tables there as well. And I'll have hopefully a remote access and introduce children to some of the tumble books, test their minds on the puzzles and the reading books that they can get remotely.
Sounds fabulous. Another addition to a great afternoon for families. And it's a lovely kind of setup for that in that it is really one of the things you can do in this community that's truly family-centered.
That's right. Bring the kids out for that. And if I'm not mistaken, there are things happening in the grill. I'm not going to be alone in there.
Well, no, we've got the museum is going to be
Yes.
there. We'll have town representatives. There'll be the scouts. I believe the paper's going to be there.
Free press.
Free press, okay.
And then we also have the police attend and bring some of their latest and greatest equipment.
Oh.
So they come in and you'll see the latest in the police cars, and they also usually bring their snowmobiles, again, weather
Okay.
permitting and that type deal. We also have the firemen come, and the firemen will be bringing their couple of their fire trucks and what have you, so the kids get to
Those are a big
touch
draw.
and
Yeah.
and they get to see the police are good guys, and so
Oh,
are
yes.
the firemen.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's fabulous
Yeah.
for them to get to know the officials in the town better.
To
That's
build that image of these great and wonderful men and women who serve us in very, very difficult experiences, to see them coming out and little ones getting the impression of, these are good guys, these are people
Yes.
who we really want to rely on, we respect them, and they're being really kind. I get to get up on the fire truck. Or
This is your opportunity.
Exactly.
We've had the firefighters come and actually give reading to preschool reading time.
Is that right?
For a couple of Saturdays. The children's librarian organized that. And then part of it was, do you want to go outside and climb on the truck? And of course they do. Of course they do. I was actually thinking recently how I wave to firefighters going through town. I wave to the train guy. I don't wave to police in the car. I mean, I thought, I wonder why. And I think it's because I don't want them to misunderstand.
Yeah, they would probably pull over
Right.
right away.
I'm not trying to.
And that's
but
it.
if they're walking, I always say hello to them. So this is a wonderful opportunity to come out to an event like this and ask a police
Yes.
officer something.
Yes.
If you've got questions.
And again, like Phil again was a former police officer, so he has a great rapport with York Regional Police, and we've just got a fabulous police force here, and
Yes.
and it really is good to see them give something back to the community too by attending the event.
Yeah. I'm really hearing that this is a two-way event, that the residents will be able to come out, make connections with police, fire, museum, library, and also the rest of the Stouffville is going to be able to come there and say, oh, what a lovely little jewel. What a lovely jewel. We can come up and do this wonderful event once a year, make it an annual tradition.
Yeah,
You
that's
don't have to
right.
go to Montreal.
Well, then too, the other thing is like they can come up during the summer because Cedar Beach has a beautiful beach and a beautiful park,
Yes.
and it's very inexpensive.
That's right.
And it's a great way to get out of, I would say we're probably 10 degrees cooler there than
In
they
the
are
summertime?
Certainly
Main Street.
on the south side in the where I'm located. Yes, it's 10 degrees colder summer and winter.
I was
So
just gonna
summer
say,
is the
winter
advantage.
too.
Winter not so much, but I put up with it for the summers. Yes,
Yeah.
and it's certainly cooler at Cedar Beach on the north end than it will be in town for sure. And again, as Rick is saying, it's such a short distance to town, and it is such a really lovely experience for people to be having a day trip with their family 7 kilometers away.
Yes.
And you can't beat it. And we do refer to it as a jewel in Whitchurch Stouffville. Yes, we do. We love to think of it as a jewel in the crown of Whitchurch Stouffville.
Well, I have a bias for water, as you know, being from the East Coast. So I love the lake. I love the lake. So we're coming up to a station break. So I want to just remind people again of that date and time, please, Rick.
Yes, it's Saturday, February 11th, and it starts at 1 and goes to 4 o'clock in the afternoon.